Greetings, everyone, and welcome to episode 52 and the first episode of 2016 of Knights of the Turntable. And as you can see on this glorious first episode, we have a full cast of people, plus a guest that's been trying to be on for quite a while, and we finally got him here, but we'll save him for last. Let's talk about this returning gentleman, this man right here, Mr. G.O.O.D fan base street team himself, Blue. What's happening, player?
What's up, guys? It's been a while, but it's your boy.
No, I forgot all about that. I ain't had a want ready. I'm gonna have it next time.
Catch him off guard. Catch him off guard.
Word, but hey, unmute yourself, man. What have you been doing with yourself? You know, why have you missed so many episodes? Tell them about the retail life.
I've been working hard. Essentially, we do the show, late Fridays. I'm at work till like 10 o'clock on Fridays, so I always miss it most of the time. So, but it's always good to be back on. I think they changed it up, so I'm now opening Fridays. So we'll see how that goes for the rest of the year. So.
Hey,
yeah. Well, it was fun having you on. We'll see you in 2017.
New Year's, new you. We'll see you next year, bro. All right. We also have Richard Bailey. What's happening?
What's up?
That's all Rich got to say. All right, we're going to move on, man. We got Kels in the house with the camera on.
Your mic's muted.
I think she was going to leave it that way. That's cool. While the mic muted, I can roast her. So, before we started the show, she had to move all the Henny bottles out of the shot. And it was like
there's usually a shelf back there with like Henny bottles, but,
We trying to keep it kosher around here just a little bit. Joe Hova.
What's up?
Word. And finally, we have the homie from Alabama, Selma to be exact, currently living in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, D-Gut.
With an airplane in the back.
No, that wasn't me. What's good, everybody?
Word. Let's go ahead and start talking about... Actually, hold up. Pause. I got a question. We're going to do a secret question and secret answer at the beginning of the show. Oh, shit. It just got real. Dom
Look at this. Dom didn't curve us.
Hello.
Hey, Dom. You came in at the perfect time. We just now introducing everybody. So, say hello. Yes. If you got to mute us to get situated, because we know you just landed, we here, and we'll work around everything. And if you got to go pour yourself a glass, feel free. Hello, little one. But, all right, here's the secret question. All right.
Okay.
Do y'all have any New Year's resolutions around music? Like something that a project that you haven't heard that you need to listen to, or artists that you want to listen to, or genres that you want to listen to that you haven't listened to yet? I'll start it off, so I'll give y'all some time to think about it. Mine is, honestly, and it's an issue that I ran into last year because so many good things came out, I'm going to make an effort to listen to everything that people recommend to me, like take some time out to listen to some stuff, because when the end of the year conversation came around, all right, Joe, I feel you. Not everything that pop up in the emails, everything from people that I trust, not all the random shit in the Twitter spam, but I'm gonna try to listen to a whole lot of the projects that come out, because when we got to the end of the year stuff, I checked other people's end of the year and there was stuff on there. I was like, I ain't even know that dropped, and it's artists that I even like, so I'll work on that. But what about you, Rich?
Oh, well, my resolution is not to listen to trash music. So, in other words, shout out to the Game's last album.
Trash music?
What's that? What?
Have you been listening to trash music?
Oh yeah, shout out to that Game album, that last Game album. There was a couple tracks on there that was horrible. So we want to avoid that at all costs in 2016.
Hey, but look, collectively there was some good music on there, and we still got to get together and put the definitive documentary 2 track list together and shorten all that filler up out of there. But Blue, what about you? Blue's resolution is to listen to anything other than J. Cole. All right, Kels, what is your resolution for the year, man?
I don't really have one related to any genres or anything. I kind of have a resolution about local music, local artists, to get more involved in making our local industry here self-sustaining is kind of my goal for 2016.
Okay, I can dig that. I think me and Joe kind of have a collective resolution on the website to get more things out there. and just continue to be more consistent with that. But what's your resolution, Joe?
Mine isn't so much like listening to music. I wanna support the artists that mess with Jehovah's Mindframe and me with with writing and stuff. I want to support them more. So like my goal is to like even if it's like once a month, if I can do it every pay, I would like to. But even if it's like once a month, I want to like buy merchandise.
Yeah, because these guys are definitely out there hustling. I think I saw you tweet about that also. Blue, since I cut you off on your resolution, do you have a real one?
Yes, I do. I've got a whole library full of music that I need to run through. Told myself I would, do it now. Let's see if I can go through my entire library before this year's up. So.
All right, and you're gonna have to keep up with everything coming out this year too.
Yeah, and keeping up with it in general. So.
Word up, Dom.
Good question. I have no idea. I think I'm gonna do better about keeping up with the stuff that y'all share that comes out, especially like some of the folks that like aren't super well known. I like finding like hidden gems and like listening to stuff that other people haven't talked about yet and hyped up yet. So I want to do better about that because I was horrible about it last year. So I'm gonna catch up on the stuff I missed and then stay consistent with that.
Word up, D-Gut. How about yourself?
I think I really want to release 2 to 3 projects this year. So.
All right, Lupe. Okay, well, that's what you want to do.
That's the hope. That's the goal. That's the plan. So.
How many did you put out last year?
Just the one. I just did Unreal last year.
Which was fire.
Yes, indeed. You know what? Segue. Fuck it. Lupe said he's gonna drop 3 projects this year, and that's cool. A lot of people doubted it because it's Lupe, and he'd be saying some wild shit sometimes. But he doesn't have a label, so I think he'll actually be able to pull it off. But more interesting, today he said that Roy, the third of those projects, is going to be his last album. Joe, go ahead.
Stop. How is this going to be his last album if he's still going to put out the Cool 2 next year?
Don't.
Bryson Tiller beat job.
I wish we had that on the soundboard. I'm gonna find a way to make a soundboard for us, and that's gonna be on there. You know what? Yes, that'll work. Which in the post, Joe, when I posted that up, I was like, Lupe is super literal with his stuff. Like the Cool 2 might be like an EP or a mixtape or a fucking double album, and he was like, that ain't what I meant by album. This is the last single traditional album this year or whatever. But Rich, what do you think about that news? Or do you take it serious at all, rather?
Well, hey, Joe took the words out of my mouth. The Cool 2 was announced before he announced these other 3 albums, so I don't think it's the last album. Just like you said, probably this is going to be another project. But no, you can't announce something and then just say, "Oh, no, well, ignore that announcement. This is the real deal. The third album is my last album." I don't believe that. Nah.
And I'd actually be kind of hyped if Cool 2 turned out to be a mixtape, because then he could flirt with some very different production on there, like he did with Fahrenheit, that he may not have had permission to use, but we just gonna slide on right by that.
Maybe now he'll put out Rothko.
You, bruh, look here. You can go to hell for reminding me about that bullshit. I was sitting here for a second. I was like, "What is that? What is that project that he announced?" But no, I wrote a little think piece about that bullshit. But we'll come back to that. Kels, your thoughts?
I really try not to pay attention much to what's said on social media. I just kind of wait for it to happen, because you can say, I'm not going to make any more projects, and then next year he'll be like, nah, fuck it, I'm making 3 more this year. Like, kind of just
with the Jay-Z?
That's my thing, especially with Lupe. He changes his mind a lot.
True that. Dom?
Yeah, I feel like the last album was supposed to be his last, and the one before that was supposed to be his last, and the one before that he rapped about that one being his last. So I can't I was a Lupe stan, and now I can't believe most of what he says. I'm like, Kel, that's gotta wait and see what he actually does, because I don't really believe what he says. I don't think he believes what he says in terms of albums. Like, my assumption is he loves music too much to just like never put out another one. So we'll see.
Word up. Blue.
I agree with everybody else. I don't think it's going to be his last album, just because with Lupe taking to Twitter, I don't think Twitter's enough for him to speak his mind as always. So I really think he'll keep coming out with albums essentially. So now that he's not being controlled or having to make a specific type of music, I mean, he has the freedom to do what he wants. And I'll be upset if it is his last 3, and each one of those last 3 he puts like 20 songs, and I'm expected to listen to 3 albums with 20 songs on it in 1 year. It's not going to happen. Studying for a test, I'm not going to do that.
Listening to Lupe is like studying for a test anyway. You're trying to figure out what the hell he's talking about.
I still don't know what the fuck he's saying on Tetsuo and Youth. Still don't know.
I figured out like 3 songs on there, like in Mural's pretty. But Rich, were you about to say something else?
Yeah, I just got a quick question. So we got Food and Liquor too, correct?
Sure.
Yeah.
So in my opinion, it's not his last album because we have to get Lasers too as well.
Hey, look here, man. I need to be quicker with the mute out here. I gotta do better. I gotta do better. Gut, what are your thoughts?
I personally don't think he's gonna retire at all, especially not after these alleged 3 albums, which I don't think he's gonna drop all 3 albums this year at all either. But, a lot of people think it's label control, but I think Lupe's got to a point he likes to hear himself talk and rattle off ideas. So.
That's true. And you know what? Actually, I just thought about it. I think he was being serious when he said it was his last album, because The Cool 2 is a concept album. He's probably just going to do concept albums for the rest of his career, which him being independent would make perfect sense for the way he operates. So
kind of breaking news. So Kanye is releasing Swish on February 11th.
Oh, happy birthday! Okay, sorry.
And then 40, Kels and I was talking about this, 40 posted on Instagram a picture of a folder that has views at the top of it.
Okay. Can I first note that I saw none of you get excited when he said the release date for Kanye's album? Like, there wasn't like an inkling of expression, like nobody got hyped. She was like, hey, birthday, that was it.
I'm more excited for myself than the album.
Like nobody. Oh, you know that's a good segue too. We'll talk about the 6 afterwards. But what did y'all think of the song that came out from Kanye today, and the snippet of the song that's gonna come out afterwards? Kels, go ahead.
I love it. I really do. I like that it's a song that sounds like the Kanye that I love. I mean, I love ranting Kanye. I don't like when he puts that in a song like the New Year's Eve one. No thanks. The Real Friends sounds like the Kanye that I decided was one of the best artists ever to exist. And so I'm here for it. And the snippet is great, too. It might be a better song than Real Friends. I have to hear the whole thing for sure. But
Right. Like, you would think you got Kanye, hopefully old Kanye, and Kendrick over Mad Libs.
Come on.
I'm here for that. Dom, what'd you think?
Yeah, I didn't listen to it because I've been working and traveling.
You were on the flight when it dropped, probably.
Yep. So I'm definitely going to check it out, and then I'll share my thoughts on it later. But I am happy to hear that it sounds like old Kanye, the Kanye that most people probably fell with. So I'm going to check that out. Y'all send me the link.
We definitely will. Joe.
Look, the song's cool. It's okay, but let's not forget, Kanye been dropping stinkers. He dropped a whole 2015 of stinkers. So right now he's finally got his back like shoved back in place like Batman in that prison. He's still got to make that climb out.
stop living in the
You're right, and you know what? This song could totally be the Bound 2 effect, where you listen to a whole album of bullshit. So when that little bit of decentness is at the end of it, I think it's good.
I will say though, Ty Dolla $ign needs to do harmonies for everybody. He should be like all-time harmony person.
Yes, I co-sign this. And if you disagree, I can eject you. And when I eject you, you can't come back on the episode. I found that out on another show.
I'll throw y'all
I'm
off.
just letting y'all know that now. All right, Gut.
Oh man, I thought it was pretty dope, man. It was good to hear Kanye actually sound like a person other than just like this that he tries to be. So like it's real relatable to a lot of people. He sounds vulnerable, which is like I can appreciate that from Kanye because it pulls out like his best emotion, his best work. So I'm looking forward to Swish. So and I don't think 2015 was that bad for Kanye.
Say what now?
It wasn't that.
Excuse me, sir. Did you listen to his verse on A$AP Rocky's album? Did you hear that?
Okay, it was mostly bad, but like his stuff he did on like Blessings, I kind of like. I liked him on You Mad. What's the other one? I forgot the name of it, but I like that too.
It was fun having you, but this might be your last appearance.
We're gonna have to let you go, brother. It's been swell, but you're gonna have to go. But I think
on the Weeknd's album too. Like, but tell your friends that was amazing.
Yeah, his production on there was good. And you know what? We didn't really analyze the production that he did throughout the year because we don't know when he produced this stuff at this point. Yeah, exactly. But Blue, what are your thoughts?
Fuck Kanye for releasing Real Friends and not releasing the real version of No More Parties in LA. I think that's probably what we're all looking forward to when that album comes out.
He's gonna release a song every Friday. So
that's true, but you're not gonna tease. I mean, don't let me know it's there. I mean, wait, give me the entire song. Don't give me a sample of it. I want to hear the entire thing. So I mean. So I mean, with last year, I mean, my expectations are bad at this point. So if it comes out and it's decent, I mean, you're gonna hear people calling it classic if they love the 2015 shit.
No, it's people got the classic drafted on Twitter already. Like it's ready to go. They know the release date now, so they setting it. It's gonna be going. Rich.
Well, Joe and Louise said it best. You know, song is all right, but you know, we've been hearing pretty, I want to say mediocre Kanye. Now he has done good on his little guest appearances on other people's albums. Tyler the Creator, for example, he did a pretty good verse on that.
That was the best feature of the year.
But no, this song is good. It's okay. But that song with Kanye, come on, son. Do we really have to discuss how hot that song was?
You mean with Kendrick?
Come on, Kendrick.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Yo, but let's talk about Kendrick having a freaking phenomenal performance last night on Jimmy Fallon, and then jumping on this.
Yes. Who got to see the Untitled 2 performance? Okay, Rich and Joe. That's it. Kels, you saw it. All right, cool.
Yes.
If you didn't see it, it's on thecoalition.com. It totally caught me off guard. I saw somebody tweet it out, and I was like, I didn't even know he had a performance, and I try to keep up with that stuff, but it was nuts. I don't think it was as good as the first Untitled, but I mean that's unfair because that shit was absolutely ridiculous. But still, Untitled 2 was dope. Go ahead, Joe. Speak on a little bit more.
It was just the. And I don't know if it's like the actual song, but it was like the build-up. There was this build-up to this last verse, and excuse me, with like the way the Roots were like playing the instruments, and it just got more and more aggressive. And it was just, it was one of those things like I could feel myself smiling once it got to that aggressive part. Yeah. Like it felt like it was like this song was evoking emotion from me.
Gotcha. How about you, Rich?
Yeah, I did see the performance earlier today, and I thought it was fantastic. I do agree with you that the other Untitled before this one was better, but this is still great. And I really think it's really a crime that this guy makes songs that, you know, I can't download that song and actually play that in my car. No, because he always makes these little extra songs that we don't have access to, at least not yet. But
I like that. kind of. Like these are songs that are gonna only live in their performances, and like you won't be able to replicate that. Because I've heard a lot of songs. Like I heard NERD live when they did Seeing Sounds, and it was my first time hearing those songs. Period. And then I got the album, and the album's not bad, but it's nowhere near as good as the live performance. You know what I'm saying? So for him to craft these situations or these performances like he does, where it seems like they come up with them at rehearsal, just let him live like that. I'm perfectly fine with it. Gut, did you get to see it?
No, I didn't get a chance to see it.
Word. How about you, Dom? Or is Dom there? She may not be there. Kels?
Yes, I saw. I didn't see it live because I was at an event we do on Thursdays last night, but I watched it earlier. And the thing about Kendrick is I think he could get on stage and do a song that isn't that good. He's just that good of a performer. Live, he's amazing. And it's like art. It's like theater when he performs. So I think it doesn't matter how good the song is with Kendrick, even though it is a great song. His performances are always amazing.
Got you. Definitely understand what you mean by that one. Let's go ahead and jump on into the main topic. Oh, Dom, you're back. Did you get to see the Kendrick performance?
Nope.
Okay, we'll link you that one. Yeah, that was on the coalition too. We'll link it to you. But let's go ahead and jump into it. The main subject for tonight, this week. Oh, by the way, from now on, every Monday we're going to have the preview of the week's Nights of the Turntable, and typically there will be a playlist. And this week we had the greatest hip hop storytellers, and we did a playlist where people on this cast nominated songs to go on there. Matter of fact, do y'all want to speak on the songs that y'all nominated to that playlist?
Yeah, I think so. I think we should. So when I think of like great hip hop storytellers, I mean, of course, you know, the like Slick Ricks and like the old school dudes, they all come to mind. Jay-Z comes to mind, and that's why I picked Jay-Z Meet the Parents. And B Will was like, he was mad that I beat him to this one because like he was gonna say that, but Jay-Z Meet the Parents that was like, that and Song Cry to me are like two of like the best like hip hop story tracks. But it's just amazing like the way he tells that story on Meet the Parents. And then the other one I selected was what's the T.I. song? I Still Love You. Like yeah. T.I. tells the relationship, the story about his relationship from trap music, and I feel like that, like the way that song is placed on that album is just you see a different side to him on that song. Like he's talking about being in the streets like all the time, and then he does have a softer side, and he's like regretful that he didn't get to like hang it with his dad and you know shit like that. So so I selected T.I. Still Love You and Jay-Z Meet the Parents.
Got you. Kels, how about you? She's struggling to find that mute button.
My first one I picked was Scarface, I Seen a Man Die. And actually, I could have picked a handful of Scarface songs. Scarface is easily one of the best storytellers in hip-hop to me. And actually, I forgot the other one I picked because I went through so many. What other one did I pick?
Shit, I can't even remember the other one that you picked. Eve.
Oh, Love is Blind. I think people forget that Love is Blind exists just because it was like one of those popular songs that Eve did, and Eve's a really great artist. People just kind of let her fall off to the side because she wasn't pussy popping and being Trina. But Love is Blind is one of the greatest love stories like ever, and Eve did a really good job on that. But the Scarface one is probably that, and This Can't Be Life kind of tied for another top one too. Just because of the
Face's verse on that is amazing.
On This Can't Be Life, every time I listen, it doesn't matter what I'm going through.
Like I want to cry
every time, and it's just what he does with it is crazy because he's talking, but he's rapping, and I think I Seen a Man Die might be my favorite storytelling song of all time.
Yeah, I Seen a Man Die took me way back when I hit the play on that, and the Eve track I definitely have forgotten about that one also. But that playlist we did was really good. I listened to all the stuff on there. And no, Joe, you actually reminded me of a song, a more recent storytelling song that people I don't know if y'all didn't like it or just don't remember it, but that random cut with T.I., B.O.B., and Kendrick Lamar, Memories Back Then.
Hold up, wait, is that you? Yeah, that was on my honorable mentions.
Yeah, like Kendrick went off on his little story that he told on there. I love that joint, but T.I. did too, and B.O.B. did all right, but we sour on B.O.B. right now though. he don't get no passes.
What?
Just don't give. Don't worry about it. We'll get there. That's a whole nother show, whole nother episode. But Dom, did you nominated a song, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yes. What was yours?
I think I nominated 2, and the only one I can remember at the moment, I may have said 3 actually, but the only one I remember is Rewind by Nas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And having a story being told backwards was amazing. Like whenever I bring the song up, like if I just post it on Twitter that I'm listening to it, people are like, that's still like one of the dopest Nas songs that he's ever had.
Oh, absolutely.
One of those things where like it's not like a super deep story or anything, but you have to listen to understand what's going on. And it painted a picture for me about like what was going on in this period of time. It was just dope. And I don't even think it would have been as great if he had told the story, like, beginning to end.
From beginning to end, right? Yeah.
Go ahead.
Your other nomination was Lupe Fiasco, Daydreaming.
Yes, that's right. That was another one. So Lupe Fiasco, Daydreaming is another, I think, great story, but it's like an illustration that if it didn't like help you draw a picture, almost like a movie in your mind about what was going on and what he's talking about around this robot and what's all going on in this robot and what that really means about what's happening in society. Again, like not super deep. People try to make like Nas and Lupe super deep, and sometimes they can be like super deep where you need to go do some research. But I think in these 2 songs, it's a legitimate story about like what was either happening in society or what is happening on this block this day. And so those are 2 of my favorites. I love storytelling songs though. I could like name a whole bunch more, like G.O.O.D and J.O.O.D have another one. The name is escaping me. Cold Blood. That's another one that I like a lot, and that's the story being told, especially Yo Gotti's story in the song. So, I mean, I could go on and on about storytelling songs that I love. Those are top 3 outside of the art of storytelling part 4. So I just named 4 because y'all missed me, so I got to get it in while I'm on here.
Word. The artist storyteller.
I just scrolled back in the chat because I knew I had another one. Miss Fat Booty is, yeah, I don't even have to say. That's just, it's the most. Come on.
Definitely classic. Definitely classic. But the artist storytelling part 4 was automatically going to be put on that list before, but it's not on Spotify. They only have part 1 and 2. So that really sucked. But the artist storytelling part 4 is incredible, and we do have part 1 on that playlist because you had to have them. Like, how can you not?
You gotta have at least one of them, and I think the first one is still the best out of all of them.
Gotcha. See, actually, I love 2 more than 1. They're all good though. It's like it's a win-win-win-win.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you never lose with them. And I also included a Slick Rick's children's story because that's automatic. A lot of people, that don't even listen to hip hop know that song for the storytelling element. And they know Slick Rick is one of the greatest storytellers in hip hop as well. Now another one, I put Ghostface on there, and it's a similar situation with Scarface because Ghostface, he tells a lot of stories a lot of the time, and he does it pretty well. I just got Yolanda's House on there because it was a classic track on there, and I think people would recognize that more often than not. Mm-hmm. But Ghostface, and then Eminem Stan.
Yeah, and we talked about that when we were putting that list together. I always forget that that's a storytelling track because of how amazing it is.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I totally forget about it. But I was sitting there trying to like rack my brain and figure out which ones I should put on there. But this other one that I put on there by Atmosphere, I'm actually going to let Gut talk about that because Gut is the person that introduced me to Atmosphere. But on that list, I don't know if you listened to it, I put Women with the Tattooed Hands.
Man, Slug is probably, in my opinion, that's my favorite rapper. He's one of the best storytellers. And Women with the Tattooed Hands, it's like, it's drawing such a picture, and it brings such a vivid image to your mind. Like you're kind of at the place when he's telling the story, like you can see everything that's going on. And that's what I love about Atmosphere in general, but that song in particular, it's A1, man. It's hard to beat in my opinion.
Gotcha. Very true. Rich, I don't think you weren't able to get a nomination in on time, but is there anyone that you think you would have put on that list that wasn't there, or a song that jumps out to you that you would have put on there?
Well, allow me to say that the art of storytelling, I'm glad that that was added because, yeah, as you say, that's an automatic add. If I have to think of a few others, Lupe Fiasco, Kick Push, but the one song on that album in particular that I really like, He Say, She Say.
Word.
That's telling the story of, the father, the son. Yeah, that was great. And if, I hate to steal Blues Thunder, but if I have to give a more recent one, I would say J. Cole, Wet Dreams. Because that video, I wasn't expecting them to take the video in that direction either. But that's a great story. Another flip story.
Yo, you know what we didn't mention? Is Renee.
Remind me.
Lost Boys.
Lost Boys.
Oh shit. Yes.
Yeah.
You know what? So we got to make another list now.
I feel like this is a list we could probably do like once a month because like there are so many storytelling tracks in hip hop that like we're gonna miss out on like all of them.
Yeah, that's very true. And like on the Lupe point, sometimes I forget that Lupe is a storyteller, but I would recall my first track that drew me into him as an artist was a storytelling song. It was on Mike Shinoda's We Major mixtape, and Lupe was at the end of Spray Paint Ink Pens out of nowhere, and I was like, who the hell is this dude? And then it was all she wrote from there, except for Late, just because we don't talk about that. But, he's definitely a great storyteller as well, even though a lot of the time, you won't know what that story is. And, man, it just turned up one more time.
Lit.
Well, it's the best. Hey, it's the first episode of the year, so I guess we really, really got to do it big. What up, Brian? He got to drag the dead body across the room first. We'll give him a second. Can you hear
good? Yeah. What's up? You know what I'm talking about? What's good?
All right. Well, we just got into the greatest hip hop storytellers conversation. Now, you weren't in the group meet to make a nomination for the playlist, but we've talked about Scarface, Lupe, Outkast, Lost Boys, Atmosphere. We've been all over the place. Is there anybody that immediately comes to mind for you? Because Joe actually took the one you wanted to nominate, so you got to put something else up there.
You know what? I gotta put Eminem in there.
Oh yeah, he was on the list too. But yeah,
Bonnie and Clyde '97 on the Slim Shady LP was outstanding. I think that was that one. And he had the Kim track on the Marshall Mathers LP. That was outstanding as well. I mean, you can definitely. He used more sound effects to kind of give you a visualization of it a little better than most artists do. But M had some outstanding ones. I'm just saying that because I'm pretty sure y'all took all the other ones. But yeah, he's definitely one of my favorites.
Word. Yeah, we included Stan on the playlist itself, but no one had really gone in depth on his storytelling efforts as well. But let's go ahead and discuss who we feel, or actually just let everybody know who you, if you can recall, was one of the first storytelling artists that got you into that style of music, or one of the first that you remember. Because mine would be Nas, most likely. Or actually, no, I listened to Outkast before I listened to Nas heavily, so mine would be Outkast for sure. But what about you, Gut?
I probably would have to go with Cass as well, man. In particular, really just listening to Spodio Dopalicious on that Aquemini album.
Yeah.
I always was into that kind of music, but nothing really drew me to it the way that did in particular. But then you also had like a lot of Goody Mob stuff too that painted pictures like that.
Yeah. Hey, real talk, CeeLo actually was pretty sick with some storytelling too on his project. So I definitely hear you on that one. Dom?
Yeah, I'm gonna say Outkast and Players Ball. It's probably the first one. I was young. And I can't remember how old I was, but my mom is the one who got me into hip hop, oddly enough. So Players Ball was playing when I was in the car and I was super young, and I was like, who are these people and what is this story? You know, like then I had to listen to the album and like listen to the rest of the stories. I would say that, and also Biggie's Ready to Die. Again, I was young and didn't really understand what was going on, but could pick up on the stories. So those were the first two, and I actually heard them before I'd ever heard Nas. So yeah, I can't, as much as I want to say I was a Nas like stan from the beginning, I wasn't. Definitely Outkast and then Biggie before that, and then I started looking into other folks who did the same.
Yo, Biggie on word I'm not allowed to say, Bleed. Like just the setup for that song, it's like, oh my God, it's so amazing. It is so amazing. Like that's another great storytelling track.
Yeah, yeah, he was definitely gifted with that as well. And I understand you on that down with the Nas thing because like I like to feel like I've been a Nas fan forever, but honestly I didn't become a Nas fan until One Mic dropped, and I went backwards from there and listened to everything else. But one Mic is another really well told like mural kind of situation where he's painted a picture that you can see. He does a really good job with that one. But Kels, how about you?
My very first would be Andre 3000 on Something Wicked This Way Comes.
Damn, I forgot about that.
That's the moment, the exact moment I fell in love with hip hop and also storytelling hip hop and also Goody Mob, Cell Therapy, Soul Food, just so much. I honestly, I was in Houston. I was listening to Scarface. We weren't listening to Nas down here like that, so I can't. I did the same thing when One Mic came back. I went back and listened to Nas. So Andre 3000 and CeeLo and Goody Mob is really what started it.
And also, for the people that don't know, Something Wicked comes off of TLC's album Crazy Sexy Cool, which is one of my favorite albums. The last track. What'd you say?
What was that, 94? So that's the exact moment I decided hip-hop was where it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was rocking that TLC album like hardcore because that was my dad. My dad played that. Oh, had the tape. Played, wore the fuck out.
You know, I can see your dad jamming to that. Toe tapping and shit.
Can you really? Like, he be singing his ass off.
He over there, your dad over there toe tapping like Martin when Hustle Man was playing the kazoo sax.
What? No, I really wish we had like little clips of shit that we could play during the show. It'd be beautiful. But first one for you, Blue. If you say J. Cole, I swear. I was thinking, boy, we gonna throw hands.
J. Cole, bro.
We gonna get Blue the fuck out of here for 2016.
So first, I'm actually going to throw out my 3 nominated tracks that I kind of thought about doing. We already mentioned Lupe. Lupe's The Cool on Food and Liquor was a great storyteller. I had to throw a J. Cole out there, so Dreams off the warm-up mixtape. And my third one, which this one was a tough one. I was going between Nas's Fetus or I Gave You Power. Those were one of my top 2. I couldn't figure out which one was my top 2, but I essentially went when I Gave You Power. But you guys mentioned...
Right, you safe. We'll keep you on the show a little bit longer.
Yeah, I know that's credibility going up a little bit. So, but anyway, so it was in high school.
Are you shuffling papers?
I am not. I'm not shuffling papers.
Like your mic.
Is it my mic? Oh, shit.
Yeah, I'm shuffled over there.
Okay, real quick. So I was in high school, and my style of hip hop was more radio centric, so kind of like what Joe does right now, what Joe likes right now. That's what I used to listen to.
Take a shot.
And then one of my friends was like, "Hey, you have to listen to Illmatic." So it wasn't until like early college that I was getting ready for school, playing Illmatic. That's really what drew me in. It was that picture, that mindset that Illmatic puts you in, essentially. So ever since then, that pulled me into storytelling hip hop, and that's why I love storytelling hip hop. So.
And ultimately, why you love J. Cole.
Nas led to J. Cole. You're absolutely right. So.
Hey, he has a New York state of mind too. It's all good. All right, Rich. Oh man, he about to bring out the classics. Bro.
Well, I like that story.
He's gonna say Big Daddy Kane.
Mike. Go ahead, Rich.
First and foremost, I'm aware that I have gray hairs in my beard, but no, Slick Rick is not on my list. Yeah. So here's the deal. of course, I could say that Nas, of course, I listened to a lot of his stuff, but to be quite honest, what brought me into storytelling, maybe it's an artist that y'all never heard of. Because he hasn't been around. He didn't really get a chance to really shine. I'm talking about Big L.
Oh, yeah. Big L was amazing.
He had this song called The Heist. I remember that was the first song that I've heard. I was like, hey, this artist is pretty cool. And I find out, oh, well, this cat dead now, so I guess I ain't gonna be hearing no more future music from him.
Yeah. Why, Rich?
That's just
terrible, bro. But hey, Big L is that's a good one. That definitely would have been criminal of us to not mention Big L on this as well. Gut, go ahead.
I think, I don't know if anybody's really on the underground type shit. Brother Ali, just about anything he does is phenomenal. So I think, in my opinion, he's probably the best, man, because he has it on lock. Period.
Now, you put Brother Ali over Slug?
Yeah, I put him over Slug, but I like Slug better.
Okay, gotcha. I understand. Did I miss anybody on there? Ones that they started with? I think I got everybody. Joe, Future?
No. Yes, Future. Future tells phenomenal stories. Yes, he does. Praise be the Future.
Control issues.
The one that really got it for me was, and I mentioned it earlier, it was Song Cry, and it was like my first, I was watching MTV, I was at my dad's house, I'll never forget this, I was watching MTV, I had bunk beds at the time. Alright, so I'm laying on top bunk watching Song Cry, and I'm just like watching the video and like listening to what Jay's saying, I'm just like, yo, like this is dope, like this is so fucking dope, like the way he's telling the story and about like how they're like splitting up, like it sucked, but at the same time it was such a powerful visual. So that's when I knew that I liked storytelling and hip hop.
Word up. Okay. I should have known it was Jay. We've had plenty of conversations about your early hip hop interests and stuff like that. Now, we gotta come to a consensus with all these people on who we believe to be the best.
Should we read the ones that we got on Twitter too?
Oh yes, actually, good point.
So I got a couple people. Catfish said Meek Mill, Starlito, Danny Brown, Freddie Gibbs, Scarface, of course. He said Beanie Siegel, Freeway, Max Minnelli, E40, and Big Crit.
Okay. You know what, real talk? Freeway is really dope with the storytelling too. Like that one, out of all the people that you just named, he jumped out there. Big Crit is, but I don't feel like he does it that often. Unless, I mean, do we count him describing his car as telling a story?
No.
Just, you know, sometimes he definitely paints a really, really vivid picture with his words. But
and then this guy Ross _ the Great, he said Slick Rick, Nas, Big, Scarface, of course, M. The three that he had that we didn't was DMX, Redman, and Joe Budden.
Shit.
But
yeah.
You have to put Joe Budden up there.
All of them, actually. I got to give a lot of love to all three of those.
Yo, even though Budden's a fucking scumbag, that Ordinary Love Shit trilogy was pretty good.
I don't care.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. Absolutely. And DMX definitely should be on there. He does an incredible job. Like Damien, How's Going Down. Like he actually.
Oh yes.
Shit. What was I about to say? Oh, RJ, the homie RJ. He said Nas. Like he. You know how he is. He's just like Nas, and nobody else compares. Like that was that was it for him. I feel like it was somebody else that said something.
Somebody told me YG.
Yeah, it was your tweets that I was reading.
YG, and I'm gonna be really biased on this, but Zero is really good too. A lot of people don't listen to it, I guess, but Zero is actually a very good storyteller. He's one of my favorite rappers ever, and somebody told me that on Twitter too.
Okay, that one I've heard some Zero songs and enjoyed them. I've heard them at live venues and enjoyed them, but I have not made an active effort to listen to
I'll make you
music
play
consistently. All right, word. I'm definitely need to listen to it because, especially now that I'm in Texas, like I hear Zero all the time. Like, you know who Zero is? And I'm like, yeah.
Yo, have you rapped Mo City Don yet?
No, but I remember your story
You know
about. Don't know the words.
I know like the first little bit of it. I don't know all of it though.
You gotta learn it from front to back and come visit.
Word. All right, so now we got to come to some sort of consensus about who. Actually, no, Brian, did you tell us who you started with?
No, I don't think I did, but Kels had the best answer, hands down. When I think about that Andre 3000 verse, that verse was so dynamic because it's like, first of all, you didn't even know that a rap verse was going to be on this song.
Yeah.
That might have been the best rap verse of that year, and it was on an R&B album tucked away at the end of a CD. The descriptives, man. Took out your mama trash and groceries to her trunk to keep my pockets. Fat like cellulite. Only been to jail and week for some shul bit. Oh, come on, man. There was so much good shit in that verse, and it was just one verse.
Yep.
That's actually the first story I remember hearing. I didn't even give it credit as being the best rap story because it was just a part of an R&B album that I heard. But that was the best rap story maybe ever. It's quite possibly maybe ever. And I'm giving that's a lot of credit, but it's close to Meet the Parents to me. Meet the Parents is really high up there.
Yeah, I definitely respect it because Kels had tweeted about it before, and I totally forgot about it before we started the show. But it's also one of the earlier memories that I have of a rap story because I was listening to Tales. Because I wasn't thinking about hip hop, just like you said, it was on an R&B album at the end of it, so I wasn't thinking of it in that way. But it's definitely up there for sure.
It's one of the only albums my mama would let me listen to.
You let Hayes listen to TLC?
Oh yeah, but Hayes listens to everything I listen to, so that's different.
Word. But we're gonna break it down, of course. But is Andre 3000 the best storyteller?
I don't think it's fair to give it to Andre. You almost have to give it to Cass because Big Boy was doing his thing too.
Yeah. I think it's as a joint effort, most definitely. They got to have the top slot.
All right, so let's put Outkast there, and we're gonna work from that point on, because I feel like that's a fantastic place to start, of course.
I think Big's number 2 though.
You think Big is number 2?
I think Biggie's number 2.
Over Nas?
Big has got to be up there.
Go listen to Give Me the Loot. I think Biggie's up there, yeah.
I definitely got him in the top 5.
Yeah, I think Biggie's top. Cass number 1 unanimously, but Biggie's definitely number 2. Just like what he did with storytelling in that short amount of time was, I think it's better than every story Nas has been able to tell.
Damn.
You know what? I got a question. So is our judgment of what makes a best storyteller somebody telling and illustrating in words something that they see on a day-to-day basis, or is it somebody who creates a fictional story?
It can be a fictional story too, because Lupe, a lot of the time, he creates fictional stories that are
that's why I put Big up there too, because the Bleed verse, like it's him setting up like this entire like shootout in the hotel, like. And then he ends it with stupid motherfuckers got towed because they parked by a hydrant. Like, it's violence and it's a movie. He told a movie in 4 minutes.
Yeah.
And not to forget that I Got a Story to Tell joint on that same album.
Bingo.
It's true. All right, so right now we got Cass at number 1. Big is at number 2 until somebody says different.
What about Jay?
I can't. Not above Big.
No, not above Big, but he has to be in the top.
I can't put him at 3 because I can't put him above Nas. Honestly, storytelling wise, like he's done a great job, and it's always tough between those two. I don't know. Somebody else gonna have to choose.
We're not gonna have Jay versus Nas. Goddammit, we are not doing this.
Hey, I almost said something about notice that Tupac isn't on this list. I was gonna make it that kind of.
Oh, damn.
Well, that's okay because most of Tupac's songs are filler anyway, so it's all
Woo!
All right. Good night. I'm about to go.
Comment section ablaze.
Comment section up to fire.
That's all right. That is one argument I will entertain.
Y'all want to put Drake on here for his simp stories?
Man, shut up.
For real now.
Practice.
Sit your ass down.
Put that back your ass up remix on practice. Simplest of all simp
Damn,
stories.
that damn remix. Your man spit the words word for word. He ain't saying shit.
No, there was a very long simp ass story in there that was not him back that ass up. That's why it's a remix.
He Drakeified a fire ass song. Alright, so Outkast Big.
Yeah, put Nas at 3. If Big's at 2, you gotta put Nas at 3.
You gotta put Nas at 3.
Hey,
Anybody disagree?
I disagree. I say Jay.
No.
No.
You know
Nas
what?
at 3.
Me and Joe can't be a part of this because we both like I started with Nas in hip hop. He started with Jay. Like that ain't gonna change. So take us out of the equation. Y'all gotta make that time.
Just go back to the beef. I mean, who won that? Nas.
You know what? Those have to count as stories, right?
Well, that's true. They were stories.
Those were narratives.
Game over. Hey, game over. Nas at 3.
Who had the best stories?
Yeah, Jay was called the top host, so that puts him at number 4.
Whoa. But Jay did say, I skeeted in your baby mama's back seat. Like he wins.
92 bricks, we're not gonna, that's not one of the most famous stories.
But hold on a second.
Lost 92 bricks had to fall back. I
Because if
mean,
you think about the best, you have to think about the most popular. And as much as you love Nas, everybody knows Jay-Z's stories. Like,
Right.
Everybody know both of their stories. All right, you know what? They just gonna coexist at number 3 together. Shit. How about that? Because we ain't
Black
gonna
Republican.
we ain't gonna get past this point. So what do we have at number 4? Scarface?
yes.
yeah, I'm cool. I'm cool. I'm cool with
Raekwon's up there.
I'm cool with Scarface.
Wait, what did you say?
Raekwon has to be up there. I mean,
No,
as a storyteller.
He telling stories that only he fucking gets. He ain't going up there.
What did you say, Raps and inside jokes?
Not over Ghostface. You must be
No.
Raekwon telling you lies.
I
You don't know what he's telling you.
No.
Hey, Luis. Raekwon's last album knocked him off several steps.
That's fine. Hey, that's fine. I'll take that. I'll take that, Rich. Yeah, I've got. So when I say Raekwon, all I think is Built for Cuba Links 1 and 2. That's all I consider. So.
Yeah, but you can't delete all the rest of these projects he done put out.
Off my playlist, delete.
not out of existence. But Ghostface, I think, is still doing really good music and telling good stories. So I put him above Raekwon. But shoot, is there anybody else
I don't know.
in that slot?
And I know it's
What about Budden?
I can't see. All right, now this is where it's gonna get kind of tough because me and Gut and possibly Kells. I don't know if Kells listen to Brother Ali, but me and Gut are the only ones that listen to Atmosphere out of this bunch.
Mm-hmm.
Atmosphere, yeah.
And I mean, it's Slug got to be in the top 5.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Can we throw Royce out there? No one talked about
No.
Royce.
No.
Royce didn't make enough music to be in.
Royce the 5'9" is not making no music. Cool.
He's not. We're talking about storytellers, though.
Yeah, I know.
What storytelling? So, name me 3 from Royce.
Royce is lyrical as shit, but
I can tell you one.
Royce for
I can tell you
stories.
the song where like he rapped about the 2 chicks that got him at the bar and cut his nuts off at the end of the song.
Whoa.
Y'all don't remember that one?
No.
The way he tells stories is crazy because like he gets drugged up and he's just piecing shit together and realize he's sitting in the bathtub and in a tub of ice and his nuts gone. So that's like the one story from Royce that I can remember. You're muted, bro.
Sorry, it's been a while, obviously. So even off that one album, you have Murder, you have On the Run. If we look at his next album, he's got I've Been Up, I've Been Down. It's a storyteller. I mean, he's got a lot of storytellers. You just have to go
He
into
doesn't
it.
have a lot compared to the people that we're talking about on this list. They have
Correct.
been
Okay,
years
compared to
off.
the okay, I'll withdraw. I'll withdraw my statement. That's
Yeah,
fine.
I mean, shit. Jeezy done told a couple fucking stories in his career. You know,
Yo,
we can put everybody on the list.
TM 101 is an autobiography.
We ain't finna argue Jeezy up here, but
No, I'm not gonna argue Jeezy.
I'll argue zero if you argue Z.
So what? Cass, Big, Jay-Z, and Nas. That's so unfair, but we gonna do it. Scarface.
So who rounds out the top 5? Because we only need 5.
You know what? I must interject. Perhaps we should reconsider Jay's standing as number 3. And the reason is, how much of Jay's stories are the same story, him telling over and over about drug dealing? Come on, let's be honest.
Good point.
And wait a second. I like to make a statement to piggyback off of what he just says. Nas Lost Tapes album is a classic. That alone should
By itself.
number 3. Yes.
Yeah.
My
sorry.
concern with Jay.
Hey, Joe, me and you can't participate, bro.
So my concern with Jay is a lot of those stories are Biggie stories. So.
Oh damn.
Oh.
You shut your mouth.
So what are we gonna do?
I mean, I love Jay, but so many of his stories are really different sides of, like, he could have, I don't know, like Songcry, like Joe brought a Songcry, and however he's going through this thing with this female, and while he's dealing and she gets involved with it somehow, I swear I've heard something similar to this in like little bits and pieces, little shades of it in like the Dynasty album, on the Dynasty album. But it all feels like one chapter of a book, maybe 2 chapters. I don't know. I'm gonna be generous. That he's just pulling from, and he presents. It's like a new album and a different beat, and the beat is amazing. But this is the same shit, Jay. Like Meet the Parents was something completely different. It was a story. Number one, it was fiction. It was a beautiful way to come around and show both sides of a coin. That was the most creative thing Jay ever did in the story. And it's on the level of One Mic to me, even though it won't get the credit for being One Mic, but it was a needed message, and I was surprised that Jay did that. But that's probably the most creative thing Jay has done. The rest of it has been good storytelling, but he hasn't told a phenomenal story. Like Nas has told a few phenomenal stories. Even Rewind conceptually.
It doesn't exist though. American Gangster was full of.
Mm-hmm.
It was full of the same drug stories. it was his way to revisit it without catching flack for telling the same old story, because it was themed then. I'm gonna put on this Reasonable Doubt hat, and now I'm in.
The best, you have to talk about who. I mean, honestly, you talk about the best. You do who sold the most records doing it, and who people know for doing it. Jay has to be up there. Like,
I'm not saying he's not up there. I'm not. I can't put him above. Now, let's say if we take the number of stories that Jay told and the number of stories that Nas told.
A lot of Nas stories are the same too.
They are, but they're also fiction, which at least takes some creativity. Like Jay, I appreciate Jay for telling me his story, but I've heard it a lot, man.
Nas told the story from a point of view of a gun. I mean, he made that interesting. A non-living object. Hey, I'm gonna tell a story about this remote.
On
That's
a
how good
fucking
he made it.
boring ass beat.
Just because you can't dance to it, Joe, doesn't mean it's a boring ass beat.
You ain't gotta dance to it. Give me some fucking melody on it.
Before you get to defending Nas's production, that's been a running joke for a long time. he ain't the best with it. It's just the instrumentals. But Gut, since you are the guest on this episode, you get to make the final decision. Does the number 3 spot stay the same, or do we split Nas and Jay up?
You know what? I love Jay to death. I might have to take Jay off. I think he's a definitely a good storyteller. But you look at like the majority of his work, it's not about telling the stories. He's more of a brag, I got it, you don't kind of dude. And he does it fantastically well when he wants to. But I think all in all, he doesn't tell stories in that many of his rhymes, especially nowadays.
All right.
Are you guys okay with that?
Me and Joe can't say shit.
I'm gonna just make a mental note to rate Guts' next album pretty low.
Oh man. I love Jay, man. He
I
got
should
me
have
some.
to be quiet more often. I like this.
All right.
B Will needs to show up more often. Hey, we need B Will here.
He's the voice of reason.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be back, man. I'm gonna be back.
Can we round up the 5 spot with Slug, or is Joe Budden making a push into the top 5?
Well, I think you gotta look at Budden. I think you gotta look at Eminem.
Yeah.
Who else did we mention earlier?
Lupe.
Yeah,
Lupe. You gotta look at Lupe. I think we have to look at those 3 along with Slug.
Gotcha.
Did anybody even say Slick Rick for real? Like,
yeah, we talked about him earlier. Oh, no, we didn't put him into the top. And I can't make a case for him not being there or being on there because I didn't listen to his albums consistently, like through and through. So, if anybody wants to make that case, feel free.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, hold on. I mean, that speaks for itself. Much love to him. If we did like a top 20 storytelling songs of all time, he'd probably be on there.
I think his first the album, The Great Adventures of Slick Rick, is perfect. Every song is a story, but I don't think I want to make a case for it, like as a whole.
Yeah. All right. As far as like Joe Budden and all them, I still can't put them above Slug though, because like Joe Budden definitely made a career off it too, and if you look at it, making a career off of it, it's just you look at the subject matter, and Joe Budden, I kick him off every time if I'm gonna put them up against each other, because I mean he'll be in the top 10. He tells some great sour ass simp stories, but. Like
he's got a lot of like seriously, if you are sad as shit right now, do not go listen to Joe Budden's music because he tells some vivid ass stories and you will be crying.
That mood music.
A lot of like mental ill, like Padded Room was I love Padded Room. I love Joe Budden as a rapper. He has the most bars in hip hop to me, but whatever. Storytelling wise, it's all like mental illness addressing and like being depressed and stuff. So they are all real similar. He's good at it, but they're all the same.
True. All right. So Slug.
You gotta fight the Slug on that.
What'd you say, Joe?
I don't know. I feel like I don't know. Maybe it's just because I haven't listened to Slug's music enough. But like I feel like Eminem writing from the point of view of a fan that feels like he's wronged. I don't know. It just speaks volumes to me.
Yeah, it was definitely good. And the reason why I didn't try to push Slug even higher is because I realized a lot of y'all haven't listened to him yet. But I do feel like he's better than some of the other people on this list also.
But if we're going to make the case for Jay spitting the same stories over and over, a lot of Eminem stories are about him killing Kim or, stuff like that.
Or killing someone.
Yeah.
Just in general. He's selling it the same way.
His mom, fans, whoever.
Right. And what I can say about Slug stories, he tells his stories are very different. I don't think he's ever told the same story ever. Like one of the more recent ones that I can think of is The Waitress, where he's spitting from the perspective of a guy in a diner annoying this waitress, and he's a homeless guy, and it turns out that that's his daughter that he abandoned when he was younger, and like just like shit like that. What the fuck is that shit? My dog just belly flopped in his damn kennel for some reason. My bad, but but just stories like that, he's all over the place, and they're really well done. And I don't know. That's just my stance on it. I can't even think of anyone else that would push into the top 5 at this point. So I guess we could leave it at that, unless anyone has an objection or B. Will got some enlightening moment, some knowledge to drop.
I am much more inclined to put M up there and it's only because I have not listened to enough Bud material, and I haven't listened to any of Slug's material, so I can't objectively say that Eminem is better than them. But I definitely have more familiarity and appreciation of what M has done, and a lot of it is ridiculously left field, outrageous, just violent for the sake of violent, but there's variety in there. Stan was his own genius thing. Number one, because we know that how many rappers have gone through that, experienced that, craze fans, extreme fans. He was the first person to put a voice to it and show you how ridiculous it looks. Like, I got this letter, then I got this letter, and I got this letter. It's like, dude, I've been on tour. It's like, what the fuck? Like, you're going through all this in your head as a fan, and all I know is I'm getting a letter, and it is escalating every letter I get. Like, that was, I guess I'm more partial to stories that address an issue, which is why I like Meet the Parents so much. Meet the Parents wasn't just a story for the sake of a story. It had a purpose, and so did Stan. So I appreciate that. 97, Bonnie and Clyde and Kim were kind of sort of the same thing. So I'm not counting those two different stories. But M also had Drips, which was on the Eminem show.
All about that.
Amazing story of how he fucked this bitch and got diseases and was pissed off about it. And also 8 Mile all by itself, Lose Yourself. That song, Lose Yourself was it was his story. It was, Hollywood treatment a little bit, but how much credit, like, did you or did you not get into the moment and feel whatever he was going through in that minute, the pressure he felt to make it for his daughter? Like, that shit was incredible. He made me feel that, and no rapper has ever made me feel like I wanted to deal drugs from stories, but Eminem made me feel what he went through at that moment. So I gotta put him in my top. Man, shut up. Say
Jeezy and Pusha T didn't make you feel like you want to sell drugs?
No, Jeezy made me want to go sell drugs.
Pusha T made me feel like I already sell drugs.
Jay-Z made me feel like I had no business doing it because I wasn't smart enough.
Now that you mentioned Pusha T, I think we forgot Malice.
Did we?
I did.
I don't think we did.
I said we did forget about him as a storyteller, but I don't think he did enough to pierce the top.
He doesn't have enough material.
I feel, the way I feel is like, because Malice spit that top 5 verse on "I'm Not You," and he was visualizing. He put it into perspective of like feeding crack to people he thought could be his loved ones, and he didn't give a shit because he was still making money. Like, that blows my... Every time I hear that verse, that blows my mind that he made that.
Wow.
Because he said, when there's demand, someone will supply, so I feed them their needs and at the same time cry. Like, holy shit.
Damn, you know what?
I think he'll get an honorable mention.
That makes me want to vote Jay back up for You Must Love Me on Volume 1. Damn. Oh, shit, I forgot about that song. Where you shot your brother?
Yep.
Damn, I just shot my N-word. And I ran off into the night as if it was not my N-word. Oh, that shit was so heavy.
Fuck that. You get to say the word. You say the word, damn it.
I know I can, but you know what I'm saying? You can't say it. I'm a be in solidarity with you. Like, that was heavy. But see, Jay didn't do that. I say Meet the Parents in that song. Those are the stories that he told that had depth. And I guess that, you know what, as we go through this whole list, the people who told the stories who had depth, like Andre 3000 on Something Wicked, This Way Comes, and a lot of Outkast stories, Art Storytelling Part 2. And when Jay told the stories that had depth, when M told his personal struggle on Lose Yourself, I think that weighs heavier for me, and that's probably where I go to. I don't know if Nas has any personal connection to any of his stories, so it's hard for me to connect to him. And even though he does it extremely well, it's still hard for me to grasp it. Like, I feel that some of you was in here. Visually, I'm sure he saw it. He took notes. He described it very well, but how much of him is really in his stories? But the other people, like I just said, they definitely did that, and that's what I love about those artists.
Did we lose Charles?
I think we did.
Go.
I see him.
Go figure.
Oh, that's just a steal. He must have lost the connection.
Yeah. So how should we continue this then? Like, do we?
What we're listening to now thing? Is that what's next?
We did skip that. We did skip that.
Hey,
Well,
did you talk about Kanye yet?
Yeah, we talked about Kanye. Well, but how do you guys feel? Do you guys still want to leave the Nas over Jay thing even after B Will's statement?
Yes.
I do.
Yeah. Hey, me and Rich. There we go. That's your vote. That's all we need.
All right. So then what are we gonna do for that fifth slot then?
Should we? Oh, never mind.
No, what was you gonna say?
No, I thought we were gonna kill time. We can ask B Will about the previous questions that we kind of ran through.
Oh.
Well, I wanted to finish that list first.
Yeah. I haven't listened to enough Button. I've heard remarkable things about Button's material, but then he's just such a fuckboy after the fact that it made me not want to listen to him. So I'm not gonna be able to give him a fair shake even if I listen to him. So I'll leave the number 5 up to y'all.
I say Button because of 10 Minutes alone, kind of. Have you ever heard of 10 Minutes?
I haven't.
Oh, I forgot all about that.
I don't care if he's a fuckboy on Twitter. A lot of people. I don't like his personality. I like his music.
Fair.
Yeah, it's mood music for a reason. I mean, if you can tell a story and put you in a certain mood, I mean, it's doing its job. I mean,
what do you think, D-Gut?
I still got to stick to Slug, man. I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like you and Charles like caped so hard for Slug on this episode. Like we kind of got like, I don't know. I feel like we have to put him at 5.
I mean, you're talking about somebody who's like 10 albums deep or something like that, and like they still paints such a vivid picture in so many different aspects. It's not even like he's just talking about one type of thing. He can tell you a story that'll make you happy, sad stories, whatever. And
like just
that all around the board with it.
Yeah, just that story that Charles was telling us that he's spitting from the perspective of like a homeless dad who gave up the daughter, whatever. I mean, like nobody's done that. Like I haven't heard that before.
And there's one track he did called Pride's Paranoia, I think it's what it's called. And he's talking about trying to teach the alphabet to the children of the corn. Like he's really good at putting words.
Yo, I'm gonna have to go and listen to some of his stuff then, because that just sounds amazing. So then what? Slug at 5?
I'm cool with that.
Legit.
All right. So Cast at 1, Big at 2, Nas. So 4. Do we still got Scarface?
Well, I guess whoever didn't get 3, whether it's Nas or Jay, yeah, they have to get the other one. Yeah, they have to get 4.
That's true.
So do we decide they're not tied anymore? Do we split them up?
Yeah, they decided they wanted to split them up.
So who's 3?
So Nas is 3.
I'm cool if y'all want to make Jay 3, man. I had to read this.
Nas is 3. Nas is 3.
I'm sorry. You Must Love Me was so strong, but it was so heavy. This shit was so heavy, man.
So
about One Love, I mean, that was a letter to one of his friends that was locked up. I mean, he basically went through a couple stories with them. So, I mean, One Love by itself.
What was that song? Jay had one of those. It was on a terrible album, but it was Kanye.
Do You Want to Ride?
Yes. Oh shit, yes. This shit was amazing.
And Never Let Me Down was good. This Can't Be Life. Guess Who's Back?
Oh, This Can't Be Life. Oh shit. Yeah.
Well, we might need to put Jay back in there, man.
Yeah, we might.
Y'all.
And soon you'll understand.
We losing, Rich. We losing, Rich. I mean, the Lost Tape by itself. The Lost Tape by itself beats all of Jay's, a lot of Jay's storytelling catalog.
Well, I do agree with that because I forgot about Fetus until you mentioned it.
Yeah, Fetus, Drunk by Myself. I mean, those are. I mean, if you guys haven't heard those, listen to those.
Yes,
those
Planes
tracks.
and 50, Purple. Yeah, okay.
If you listen to American Gangster, go listen to I Know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Tells a story from the perspective of a heroine.
You know what? Just see it. J number three. I have forgotten. You know what? You know why?
It's too late.
You have to listen to Nas's words because the beats don't take you there. Jay's beats take you, and it feels like this dope ass song. Like I'm just remembering that I Know was actually a story. That's amazing. So
So so they've come to this consensus. So it's all good.
Beats. Wait. So Beats make it or what? Like I mean, Nas's beats aren't there, but his words take you there. Aren't we talking about storytelling?
We are. What I'm saying is not that Jay had better beats, so he's a better storyteller. What I'm saying is that I didn't realize how many of Jay's songs were stories because the beats just feel like dope ass songs. Like this, I Know was a story. Like that is on my workout playlist.
It's like a trap beat, kind of.
It makes me feel so good on the inside.
You see,
I forgotten that was a story.
You see, I thought it was enough that Jay won the beef, but no, he got a win on this list too. So just leave him that then.
Well, he didn't win the beef.
Jay lost that. Hey, Jay lost that beef, by the way.
He did. He
won the beef because then after that, Nas working with him. So yeah, Jay won that beef.
No. We're not gonna get into this, Rich. We're not gonna get into it.
What the hell done happened since I got kicked off?
So why you got kicked off? They voted Jay back up to 3 and now I'm down to 4. That bullshit.
As soon as my screen went blank, somebody brought that shit up. God damn.
We remember, Charles. We remember
because he's a better storyteller. Is what happened.
So what the list is now?
Well, that's what we were getting to, is because we put Slug at 5. So I was running it down, and I said 1 Cass, 2 Big, 3 Nas, and then we got confused because we didn't know if Jay was 4, Scarface was 4, and then that's when everybody started making the case.
Well, allow me to say that as long as Outkast is number 1, I don't care about any of the other people. That you could go ahead and put Jay-Z on number 3.
All right, look. So
why are you doing this to me, Rich? Why are you giving in?
If y'all want Jay in here, Scarface got to go.
Yeah.
Aww.
Damn.
Hey, y'all wanted Jay-Z ass back up in here. So Scarface got to go because I'm not gonna say that because that'll start a whole another conversation. But
a fight go with it too.
A
fight go with it too.
Are you talking about the later allegations that came up about Space?
No. What are you talking about?
They said he was an informant for the FBI.
Well, he was the best storyteller of all then. See, number 1. Shit.
Tell a story.
Oh, shit. Now that got me thinking of another storyteller, Fonte from Little Brother, but we ain't gonna do that.
Okay. Never mind.
Yeah, we ain't gonna do it.
New Ticklo.
We ain't gonna do it. But Scarface got to go off. Slug at number 5, Jay-Z at number 4, Nas at number 3. Or y'all switch that around because y'all put Jay-Z back on here and Jay-Z at number 3 and Nas at number 4.
Yeah, Jay at number 3.
Jay's at number 3.
You know what? Just because y'all did this, we gonna let it slide. But I'm about to tweet and have everybody in y'all fucking mentions on Twitter because I'm gonna start a Nas versus Jay-Z conversation tonight.
Well, I deactivate so quick.
That's all right. I don't get notifications on my phone, so
I'm gonna take it to your email and shit.
That's all right. I gotta refresh to check that anyway.
Yeah, so the final tally. As long as Outkast number 1, I'm happy anyway. So Outkast at number 1, Big at number 2, at number 3, Nas at number 4, and
that's petty.
Slug at number 5. All right, let's go ahead and get final.
You being petty wop right now.
Get out of here. Get out of here. Let's go ahead and get final statements from everyone. Real quick, closing words. Blue.
Thank you for having me on. It's good to be back on. I know I missed the last episode of the year last year where we talked about.
You missed a lot. You missed a lot more than that,
I missed
sir.
the top 6. But you know what? I'm gonna bring to the Knights of the Turntable. We need to disqualify Mac Miller because it's unfair to the other artists on that panel. Never mind. It could be on, but Mac Miller can't vote for himself. Number 3. So,
That's our version of hitting the cannon.
Hit the eject button. Ew. All right. That's really how you want to go out, Blue?
That Yellow Wolf album better than that Mac Miller album. Simple as that.
Okay.
Cool.
Not.
Actually, kind of agree, low key. Rich, final words.
Yes, always a pleasure. Thank you for having me on the show. And a very quick comment. I believe there was a fan earlier that he mentioned Meek Mill as a good storyteller. Yeah, Meek Mill told us the story on how to take an L. So yeah, be accurate for that one.
Rich had that one ruined.
He had that locked in. All right, D Gut.
Thank y'all for having me, man. I've been wanting to get on here forever. Appreciate it. Everybody listening, man, y'all support local music, support local hip hop. There's a lot of people that are super dope, but they probably never be known. So always support them if you ever hear about them.
Word up, be Will.
Glad to be back in the fold. We'll be much more present this year now that 2015 is over. I did a lot of stuff, got married and moved into a brand new house and did a lot of stuff. So I won't be as busy. I will be available. Oh yeah, I became old. It was brewing, and it's fully realized, and I am loving it. But
we gotta have a Rich versus Brian Stoop conversations.
I can't wait. You let me know when. I can't wait. But yeah, glad to be back, man. Looking forward to some more.
Word up, Kels.
As always, thank y'all for having me. I appreciate it. I am currently working on a new series called Artists to Watch. It's kind of like artists that we've probably talked about here because we pay attention to music and stuff, but it's other artists like my first installment was Anderson .Paak. So that's on my Twitter at JustKels88. I think it's the pinned tweet, but that's going on, and that's all I got for right now. Thank y'all.
Word up, Jehovah.
Jehovah'sMF.com. Check that out. Got a lot of cool new stuff in the plans for this year. And also dropped my first couple of pieces on the Coalition.com the last 2 days. A recap of 2015 from Future's magical run that he's been on. And then happy birthday, Just Blaze. Today's Just Blaze's birthday.
Yes.
Word.
And I'm pissed off that Kanye dropped that song right when we posted that playlist. But yeah, there's a Just Blaze playlist that I curated, about 3+ hours of music that he produced, like all of his classic shit and some of the stuff maybe you forgot about. Like remember he did stuff for Eric Sermon and Keith Murray like in 2003. So and he did stuff for Ghostface on his Fish Scale album. So, a lot of that stuff's on there, so check that out. Both those are at thecoalition.com.
Word up, and I greatly appreciate everybody for showing up today. I hope that we continue to have a cast this big, since we kind of recording at a decent time every Friday. But shout out to the people that watched the show. We saw some people that were jumping in live. Give us some feedback. Let us know what you think. Let us know who your favorite storytellers are. But, of course, support everything with thecoalition.com. Hit the Patreon, which is linked in the post as well if you'd like to support the site. Hit all of these individual sites that everyone has mentioned to support them. And, slide Luis some PayPal money so you can feed his J. Cole habit. Everybody got to get theirs, bro. But we greatly appreciate it, and we're very glad to be here in 2016. This show has come a long way, clearly. It used to be just 3 or 4 of us the whole year talking about stuff, but it's definitely grown, and I love all the people that we have here. It's super dope. But we will see y'all next time, and in the great wise words of Blue.